students I've had in the past where the students' confidence in the beginning is a little low, and I've made the mistake of over-complimenting them. And so as I give them a compliment in some of the things they're doing, oh, their confidence rises. And I compliment them a little more, and their confidence rises higher, and this type of thing. I get into the cycle of complimenting them, and all of a sudden one day, I just forget, or I just don't say anything, and their confidence is shaky. And if I just don't say anything, their confidence drops down to the bottom. So that wasn't real confidence. They were relying on my feedback. Think of the guy or the woman in a job who their confidence of work is, oh, they got a raise, or they got a pat on the back by the boss, and they're way up here. And then all of a sudden, for some other reasons, they get laid off. Confidence drops out. Confidence comes from the inside. It's not coming from these externals of our life. When we over-identify with the ego mind, or this ego identity, which is comprised of our thoughts, our emotions, our roles, our jobs, and our physical body, and these types of things. If that's what we identify with as being us, then when those get damaged, if those are in fluctuation all the time, those are subject to change and subject to failure, we're gonna lose our confidence so easily. Those are the externals where most of this false confidence comes from, or false lack of confidence. This is the way to do it. Because I'm not trying to just bullshit. I mean, to the best, what I've tried to do here, and I'm saying this with confidence, is that the way I'm giving, I didn't invent it. It's the same way everybody else is saying to do it. I'm in great company. I'm just saying in a different way, with a little different language, with a little different positioning of, I'm just breaking it down, chunking it down, and giving it a process. In my heart, in my mind, I am saying what the yogis have said. I'm saying what Jesus has said. I'm saying what all these other people have said, all these other wisdom traditions, and all their eloquence in their own time frame. I'm saying what they said, but I'm saying it for the 21st century learner in this particular group I'm trying to address. Most of what's out there that we're being taught is a sign of confidence is really just the opposite. We're being told that things like aggressiveness, or this bad boy image, or force, or even this fake it till you make it, puffing the chest out, all these kinds of things. Those are signs of confidence. That's the face of confidence. And it's not. Real confidence comes from identifying with, connecting with that authentic self, that objective observer, that position we have within us. That's just a matter of detaching your perspective, your view of yourself, sitting back, what I say, in that director's chair of the objective observer, and being able to look at the situation. Not being in the bubble, but being just out of the bubble and watching yourself in there. So let's try this. You get comfortable, maybe sit up a little bit straighter if you can. If you want to close your eyes, that's great, or soften your gaze. And just draw your awareness inward for a moment. And I'd like you to just think, contemplate on the most recent time in your life that your confidence was really shaken. Maybe not the most devastating time, but sometime recently where your confidence just really felt on shaky ground. And maybe what was behind that? What were the circumstances? How did that play out? What part of you did you feel unconfident about? I'd like you now to change your focus and think of a time when you felt your most confident, really confident. Just had that real deep sense of, I've got this. And what were the circumstances around that? What was that? What did you feel the source of your confidence was coming from? All right. So the real source of confidence is coming from within us. And that comes from being able to connect and to observe yourself from that objective observer perspective. Sitting back in the director's seat of that observer and be able to look at your life, look at the circumstances with a little bit of objectivity, just stepping out of the fire a little bit. So much of this, our confidence being undermined, is our over-identification with those outer portions of ourselves, that ego identity, our thoughts, our emotions, our jobs, our positions, our titles. And when any of those things, which are always in flux, gets challenged, then if we're over-identifying there, our sense of identity, our sense of confidence gets shaken. But the objective observer is never in flux. We're equally peaceful in failure or fortune. We're less reactive. We really learn to respond to life's challenges, not just react out of old behavior patterns. We don't need to sell ourselves. We don't need to convince others of us, of our worth. It actually gives us a little bit of a feeling of lightness. We're able to look with a little more humor, a little more lightheartedness at ourselves, at the circumstances, at life in general. This is where a real genuine sense of humor comes from. Being more relaxed, being more alert. The way to get there, the way to get to that objective observer perspective, that place of confidence, is to go follow the path process that I've presented. Maybe getting back to the videos here on the channel and following those 4 steps, the 4-step path. That path was designed specifically for really one thing: to help you, to take you by the hand and teach you how to step back and adopt that objective observer perspective, to put you in the seat of confidence.